Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with the Romantic Piano Concerto, the Hyperion box, Volume 2 and 8, because they're both devoted to the piano concertos of Nicolai Medtner, albeit with different performers. Volume 2 features Concertos 2 and 3, with Nicolai Demidenko and the BBC Scottish Symphony Orchestra, conducted by Jerzy Maksymiuk. Volume 8 gives you Piano Concerto No. 1, along with the beautiful Piano Quintet in C major, Opus Posthumous. It's a lovely work. Here we have Dmitri Alexeev piano, the BBC Symphony Orchestra, and Alexander Lazarev, conductor, and the New Budapest Quartet in the Piano Quintet. So, how do we make out with these? First of all, the works. They're lovely works. I mean, Medtner was a really, really good composer. I mean, people somewhat contemptuously refer to him as Rachmaninoff without the tunes, which has a little bit of truth in it. His melodic gift was present, but elusive. In other words, you really have to get to know how his music works to feel how he handles things. He also had sort of an obsession with elegiac stuff. Everything was forgotten or dissipated or, sad or somehow, he was a dark, kind of gloomy guy. But the music still has plenty of variety. It really does. You just have to get to know the style. But once you do, I think you'll find it very rewarding because he was a masterful composer from a structural point of view. He knew how to put together big pieces of music, to phrase in large paragraphs, to develop his material, all of those things. He's going to be a connoisseur's composer, probably. But there's nothing wrong with that. And if you don't know his music, you should get to know it. And these recordings make excellent ways to do just that. Now, the situation today is very different from what it was when these were first released. I mean, back in the day, you could get, the third concerto as part of that Vox Romantic Piano Concerto series with Michael Ponti, who's a very, very good pianist, with the Radio Luxembourg Orchestra under Pierre Chow, or whatever. It was not a great orchestra, not a great accompaniment, but Ponti's pretty good. These are substantially better, both sonically and in terms of the quality of the orchestras. On the other hand, we still have Jeffrey Tozer doing the complete piano concertos on Chandos. He's something of a Medtner specialist. He's done the complete piano music, and his piano concertos with Nimi Yarvi are first class. Absolutely first class. Also, Yevgeny Sudbin on Bis has done all three of them, albeit coupled with other works, with Rachmaninoff and Scriabin and other stuff. And Tchaikovsky. So you're not going to get all three of them in a clump. You have to get 3 separate discs, and this is a much handier and less expensive way to do it, given the excellence of the performances. Jeffrey Douglas Madge did them all for Danacord, reissued on Bis. That cycle, I think, I think we could retire it pretty well now, given the competition. There's also Konstantin Sherbakov on Naxos. Let us not forget, with the Moscow Symphony under Igor Golovchin mostly, which are also pretty good. I mean, they're very good. So Medtner has been well served now. We're in good shape. But the bottom line, the important thing, is that while you may prefer other pianists in individual works, these are basically as good as any. I mean, Demidenko particularly is a very passionate and spontaneous pianist, and he brings, I think, more heat to the music than some are wont to do. Alexeev, in the first concerto, he's a bit more refined, a little bit more reserved, but he's got the music in his fingers, and the performances, the accompaniments are lovely, and the sonics are lovely. So these 2 volumes are certainly worth your time and attention in the context of the larger box, and you can also get them separately. And as I've said before, the notes are available online with the individual discs, if you look up the individual releases, a lot of which are still around, by the way. It's not like they've all been deleted either. You can get single disc things. And actually, to get the second and third concerto, particularly with Demidenko, together on one disc is really good. I mean, this is really one of the high points, I think, of the Medtner discography. and it's terrific. And here with the chamber work, it's nice because we can do them all together. We don't have to talk about other composers and other works, as is often the case with, singleton pieces in this series. So on the whole, we're in very good shape with volumes 2 and 8, and the Medtner concertos, on disc at least, are really sort of breaking into the major repertoire, especially of Russian pianists who are looking for things to do that are not the usual Tchaikovsky, Rachmaninoff, Scriabin. They do the same things over and over again, and it gets to be a bit ridiculous. I would point out one other thing, though. The third piano concerto also exists on Hyperion, done by Marc-André Hamelin, phenomenally, coupled to the Rachmaninoff third. I mean, that's absolutely an amazing disc. And, it's not in this series, but it's on Hyperion. So, they're in competition with themselves, which is a little bit funny. I mean, that's what happens these days. People do so many things. Even the unusual repertoire, the rare repertoire, isn't as rare as it used to be. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.